Actually, I've seen the IO paired with a bunch of times for Liquid is actually that Sven. I was kind of looking at the draft and I was like, oh, Sven, they're trying to like do something like bait them away with that Terrorblade ban, but the Sven looked like the hero that they actually really wanted if it wasn't that gyrocopter.
Yeah, definitely the ones that we've seen Liquid fall back onto many times in the past. One of the heroes that it's evident that Miracle does enjoy playing.
Yeah, the Sven is very nice versus Elder Titan. That's the one thing, is Elder Titan, of course, if you're next to people, you reduce their armor. Warcry is that plus armor that doesn't really care about that anyway, can help his team move really fast too. That IO tether plus Warcry that you can just zoom in and take fights through that. So we'll see what they're going to be able to get done here with this IO Rubik dual support as well, that we don't see too often anymore.
Let's see what they can get with the smoke. Kuro
looking for a first blood.
They could get a good wrap around onto Somnus, Telekinesis and the Stormhammer. It's good lockdown. Should be enough time for them to get the damage, but they almost certainly have to lead it with the Telekinesis.
Yeah,
they have to get him in position. He heads forwards, Blink is skilled straight away by Somnus. No hesitation as he creates the distance, gets himself out of there. Will mean that he has that level 1 Blink for the lane,
sure,
but he doesn't give up the first blood.
Much more important. So the Miracle Sven, they have won a lot with that one.
Yeah.
When they have drafted it, he has become quite a monster. They put a lot of their eggs in the basket. As we've said, it is a single core Sven. You know, of course, the Pugna can become quite a monster in the damage aspect, but single core is the physical aspect that we're talking about. He at least has Beastmaster to enable him. While we look at on LGD's side, as we were saying, they do need to snowball a bit in the lanes to be able to take it to the later stages, having this Night Stalker off lane, Queen of Pain mid, and DK safe lane. These heroes pretty much gain their net worth. Two of them gain their net worth through kills, being the Queen of Pain and Night Stalker, while Dragon Knight gains it through those objectives.
I mean, which lane do you think we're going to see have the most difficulties?
For which side? For which side?
I mean, either side. Who's going to have the toughest time on the map?
Toughest time on the map will more than likely... Actually, it should be fairly even, to be honest with you. I think probably the top lane, just because that IO is going to be sitting up there, it can go either way if there's a rotation in, but we have dual lanes, so neither side should really die unless they overcommit. It should be pretty much trade farms on all three lanes. FY has to maybe watch his positioning, so the Night Stalker, I guess, could suffer because FY can't walk up too well. These two dual melee heroes versus Rubik plus Sven, they can be pretty susceptible to get hit by those Sven stun into a lift. The Elder Titan definitely at risk of dying. And we do see GH. He wants to start top with the Beastmaster just to give Mind Control a good, a good position to actually get experience up here. But with that TP on IO is one of the biggest advantages. So we could see him port bottom, get that rotation in with the Sven to go for those kills on the Night Stalker Elder Titan.
Yeah, absolutely. And the defensive potential as well. Well, that GHI is going to be pretty huge bottom lane. They try for a kill here with the Telekinesis into the Stormhammer. Not quite enough damage though. FY just a little too beefy on that high strength Elder Titan. So he'll be able to walk it off, but it is pushing him a little bit back and out of the lane. CS-wise, would have got Mind Control 8 for 2 at the moment. Arme's DK 4 for 1. So this IO from GH enabling Mind Control to keep the Arme safe lane Dragon Knight on his toes quite a bit up top. Mid lane matchup as it stands. 5 for 3 against the
FY. And last hit, they do actually get him.
It's the first blood. Or Miracle as well on the Sven. So way for him to start off that bottom lane as he was already farming AOK down there. 9 for 2 on Sven. Not really being interrupted too much by the presence of the Night Stalker and Elder Titan.
Neat play there by Matu. Wanting to really secure himself that range creep last hit, so he decrept it into a blast to make sure that maybe can't deny it.
Top lane. This is the IO plays that you've got to be careful of. The fact that GH can enable Mind Control to play as aggressive like that, dive behind these tier 1 towers, and bully the course of LGD very early on. And as the panel mentioned, this is not what LGD can afford to happen early on. They can't afford to come out of these lanes behind with the core heroes they have.
Yeah. It is the choice that they've done, though, with those dual lanes, right? Next Nova coming in mid. They want to try to punish Matu, but defensive decrep. They can't get the extra right clicks in. He backs up. And there's GH to heal him back. So that does open up at least the bottom lane for the Night Stalker to get a bit more farm, as you see. Now up to 16, 17 last hits.
Still the wave being pushed underneath the tower. Miracle be able to CS quite alright down there on his own. Kuro just drawing the attention of FY and Chalice to the side. They'll actually come across to look for a bit of an attempt onto FY once again. Telekinesis into the stun. X-Nova's going to be there, though, to help out LGD, as LGD can look to stun. They've got the Echo Stomp out onto Kuro, and LGD will be the ones to take down the Rubik. FY is going to be okay as he gets himself out of the range of Miracle. Now Miracle, he's going to be played around with a bit. He's got the backup from GH though, and now Miracle, he can man up, look towards the Chalice. The stick charges are popped. It's not enough to keep Chalice alive though. The right click from GH connects, and Liquid will be able to take that kill onto the Night Stalker. And are able to somewhat punish LGD for that aggressive play behind the Tier 1 tower.
Yeah, they did not expect that turn from GH's rotation, but they do secure themselves the runes. This is one of the most important things that you have to do versus the IO that teams sometimes do forget about. It's all about getting that bottle filled up on IO for that early presence, and they do claim themselves both bounties and that DD bottom. So GH now wants to go refill that bottle, try to claim the bounty, but top as well, we see Ame take those. And it was in vision of Liquid, so we will see GH go back to base to fill it up so he can have a presence on the map. And they now already prioritize LGD. They are blocking the Ancients, so they know Liquid are going to want to stack that one up since they do have a Sven IO lineup.
Nova and FY, after making the move to pop that ward down around the Ancients, we'll see where they can look to go now. They do still have their eyes sort of towards that mid lane. But Zimmerman has hit level 5, has got that 3rd point in the blast, so they do have to be careful about trying to make a dive on him. As a couple of nukes and he can turn it around underneath the tower. And talking about underneath towers, top lane again, Mind Control, diving in deep onto Ame with the help of GH. The paralyzing cut slows down Mind Control a little bit. Can it be enough to keep Ame alive? It doesn't look like it, as Mind Control is able to dive in, take the kill. Can he get out there? That's the question. FY has turned up. Mind Control, he's actually looking to man up. With GH backing up, fueling up this Beastmaster, Mind Control can just continue to run at them, and he may just cut down a second. The axes fly in, double kill for Mind Control. Now he goes in onto Nova, triple kill. GH still alive with the stick charge. It finally falls. But look at this Beastmaster just go absolutely havoc here. They should be able to finally shut him down. As he'll juke along in the tree line. Ame and Chalice on the hunt for this man. He cuts his way through the trees. The Courier's been sent to scout him. Nearly dies there, but a quick protection will keep it alive. He's going to go for the TP.
No way.
He is going to get out Mind Control. And GH just playing around, toying with LGD on that top lane. And getting that Beastmaster a triple kill at the 6-minute mark.
That phase boots. You haven't gone phase boots with that IO. There's so much move speed now. Oh no, maybe blinks in. Did not expect Kuroki to be there with that quick lift. Some very, very painful kills for LGD to be giving up this early on with the lineup that they have. 7 for 2, 2K lead for Liquid, 6.5 minutes in. Mind Control is enormous. Phase and Medallion at the 6-minute mark. Level 6 as well. This lane very scary for anyone that just dares sort of enter into it. If Mind Control has the boosted backup from GH, he can absolutely run at any hero that LGD put in this lane now. Ame can't lane here. No. By any means now. Mid lane. Matsuma Man being looked towards by LGD, but look who's there. GH straight with the TP, with the tether. He's there to make sure that LGD can't dive in for the kill, and we really are starting to see the power of Liquid and their IO. One of the reasons why there have been periods of time where IO just gets flat out banned every game against Liquid, because GH is so darn good at utilizing it. Top lane, Mind Control needs help. Look who's in the neighborhood. GH is there. X-Nova's trying to keep them separated, making it hard for GH to get in. He does still have the tether. He doesn't even need it by the looks of it because of the movement speed of Mind Control anyway with the phase boots, as you mentioned, and enough to get Mind Control back to safety. And LGD just struggling to be able to bite into any of Liquid's heroes. And with all this pressure that's coming out because of GH and Mind Control, Miracle's been completely left alone now bottom. You see him soar all the way up to the top net worth. Level 8 already on that Sven. LGD, they're trying to contest on those on the bounty runes, just so the Wisp cannot fill up the bottle. That's a level 7 Pugna here though. Chalice and Nova have to be careful. They're trying to go in onto GH. Okay, with the backup of Somnus, they should be able to get this one. I mean, they shouldn't, they do. They will be able to find him, but Matuma, he's ready to look for the turnaround. Goes in straight away. Ame's moving across, does have the Elder Dragon form. LGD can find some big kills now. They get the Pugna. Can they get Mind Control? He's a little too beefy by the looks of it, and backing up behind the tower. He'll be fine for now. Great rotation by maybe there to punish and to contest those runes. Oh, here goes the Beastmaster. They're ready to run in Chalice. Will summon the darkness.
Mind Control, get back. Chalice trying to make a beeline for this Io, but Mind Control more than happy to just punch into the Night Stalker and force Chalice to back off. Nova comes in from the side, and again, they look towards GH. Tevers across, won't be able to keep himself alive. This is good moves from LGD to break up the play that Liquid have been able to be so abusive with in this top lane, taking GH away from Mind Control, surrounding him, focusing this Beastmaster. They'll set up the double kill for Somnus. And LGD, you've got to respect the way that they're dealing with this. They knew that top lane was getting out of hand, and they're doing their best to shut that Beastmaster straight back down.
The scary thing is, though, it's a Beastmaster that you're shutting down. The Sven is the big thing that Liquid wants to get farmed up here. They're creating so much havoc with that Beast IO offlane that it's making it a bit of a problem with how farmed Miracle is getting. But it is the moves they need to do, because they don't want this Dragon Knight to be a non-factor in this game. He needs to have some farm, some presence, otherwise LGD can definitely just get run over.
Miracle, top net worth at the moment. Somnus on the middle lane. He's got his eyes towards Matuma, but as you can see, a blast and a life train brings him down to half of his life. He has to blink back. They'll see if they can maybe re-engage. Nova throws out the cast. They're just trying to keep Liquid away from this tower. At the least, secure a deny for themselves, but the blast damage is too much. But Matuma will be able to claim it. They get the sleep out onto Kuroki. No real way that LGD want to close the gap, as they are very aware that blinking into the hands of the Pugner will almost certainly be blinking in to certain death.
But both sides, this is the problem with when you leave these lanes. We've said it before, when you're versus heroes like Pugna versus Beastmaster, you leave the lane to either jungle or to go gank, make rotations elsewhere, your tower gets put in jeopardy. We see mid lane tower go down, top tower now as well, getting heavily pressured. Liquid claiming themselves 2 towers very early on, and that bottom tower as well. Miracle was almost getting it when all that havoc was happening too. Sitting at 174 HP.
And it is still a relatively large gold lead for the state of the game. 10.5 minutes in, Liquid with that 3K lead. LGD themselves needing to take some of their own towers and objectives to equalize the lead that Liquid are starting to create.
Yeah, they need to, I mean, it's going to be the next minute and a half or so. When it hits that nighttime again, that's when LGD can start responding. Other than that, they just have to throw spells and try to push Liquid out, because they need this Night Stalker to get involved, since he's one of their powerhouses. So it will be Shadowblade the choice onto Mind Control to try to set up those plays. A recent, or not a recent, but an old combo we used to see was that Beastmaster paired with Io, because you can have your Io Sven on one side of the map, Beastmaster goes, looks for a Aurora target, easy relocates in to get those pickoffs, and that does look what Mind Control wants to do.
Top. The Shadows trying to set up on Zame, leads in with the Primal Aurora, GH and Matuma Man closing the gap. Do they have the burst to bring him down? They're getting him low, but it's not quite enough. FY's there, pops out the Stomp, won't catch them, but does force Liquid to back off. And now look to retreat. Chalice, he's going to look for the chase down. Straight up TP is attempted for. The cast not quite there in time as they get out. GH also with the relocate as well, just to make sure that Mind Control didn't get any sort of TP cancelled or such. GH will be taken back though, and he will go back to die almost certainly. Oh, unless for the Glimmercate TP he makes it, yeah! Oh, they got the sentry down.
Oh my goodness.
LGD, they were prepared. They were prepared for the Glimmercate play that was just put together by Mind Control in an attempt to save GH, but LGD, one step ahead. Very smart, quick reactions there from them there to prepare for that Glimmercate, which would have caught out a lot of teams. That sort of stuff is very hard to sort of expect heads up at this stage, 12 minutes in.
He just bought that literally to save him, but now the thing is that you can't disassemble Glimmer anymore, so he can't turn it into Shadowblade. They changed that, right? Remember, because we used to see people abuse that, right?
Didn't they just change how the cooldown worked? I don't know, we'll see. I mean, maybe you're right. I think
they did change it, but we'll see.
We'll see. We will find out as the game goes on.
Because I remember we were seeing like Seneko and Z-Freak, they were abusing it so much, disassembling and spamming the Shadow Amulet. Yeah. But Glimmer, I mean, it's a pretty strong item either way.
It still does the job, you know, with the Beastmaster looking to lead in with the roll, not with a right click from it. And well, they do lose the Rubik here. Mind Control trying to man up, but the Stomp comes through, holding the Beastmaster down. Here's the Earth Splitter, bam! Clips under Mind Control. LGD make a beeline straight for GH. Sonic Wave, blinds Rod of Reba. The stun comes out, but at the same time, the Dragon Tail from Arme holds Miracle back. They've got another Echo Stomp being attempted, but it's not going to be there in time. The Decrepify Blast from Matuma Man claims the life of FY. Miracle continuing to chase, using this God Strength to try and find something more, but Chalice maybe a little too speedy. No, they've got the vision. Decrepify into the stun. Liquid claim the life of Chalice as well.
GH just full heals Mind Control there while they're going on him. And the Glimmer Cape does come into play a bit there. That magic resistance really helping him out versus all that burst that LGD was throwing on him. And we see Miracle heavily ahead in that net worth, and they're 3 of the top 4 net worths. 4K advantage for them.
It is certainly turning into a very farm Sven, and as mentioned in the draft, the Sven, a hero pretty strong against that LGD have in their lineup. And a lineup very much oriented around that sort of early game aggression, finding and farming those kills, which they are getting some of, but the kill goal just not being equivalent to that of the goal being farmed up by neutrals by Liquid. And down bottom, they've got the telekinesis onto Somnus. Somnus will be fortunate enough to get the blink off in time and get to safety, but FY won't be quite as lucky as Liquid, able to pick another kill away from LGD.
Aggressive wards being placed out by Liquid, so they will be able to see the movements coming out from that Night Stalker, a River ward as well as that A1 Ancient ward to see whenever they do try to respond to the aggression that Liquid has been pushing out.
Let's see what they can do up top. SMY completed onto Miracle, so beefing up. No longer really has to worry too much about the Queen of Pain's burst output at this stage of the game. Yeah. With the amount of HP that he's now touting.
I'm definitely feeling a bit concerned for LGD. Like the panel was saying, they need to get stuff done with this lineup. They need to be able to claim some tower advantage as well with the Dragon Knight. So far, they've only claimed 1. Liquid quickly responding to all of the aggressive movements.
They'll have the Sonic Wave back up in 10 seconds for Somnus. Not quite the level 12, but they'll almost certainly try and make a use out of it. They do need to keep the ball rolling and try and somehow slow down the farm that Liquid are being able to get all across the map. Miracle cleaning Ancients up. Top lane Mind Control looking for a lead, and there was a sentry down. It is also nighttime though, so still potential for this play to catch them off guard. And obviously with the Glimmer Cape, very short cooldown, so Mind Control can look to sort of weave in and out.
They're keeping the pressure on. That's the thing, is they're keeping LGD completely on their side of the map, while Miracle is very satisfied with this, just farming up in the jungle, getting it more and more enabled by that IO to just speed up his farm. And it is nighttime, so LGD does have to take advantage of this, but it only lasts for another 20 more seconds.
A 6K difference. Quite the difference indeed. No sort of flash farming heroes on LGD's lineup.
Yeah.
They have to get objectives, they have to get kills, but it's just not happening.
The responses by Liquid are a bit too fast. We have not seen the Sonic Wave, right?
We saw one.
We saw one, sorry.
Just to the down towards the bottom of the river, which was the fight where GH was able to keep Mind
Control. Oh yeah, when he healed him up, that's right.
That was the first one we've seen. But it wasn't quite enough.
No, it definitely was not. And that was with the splitter too on top, so they threw a lot out to try to get that kill and weren't able to. So they do have to be sure to, I would say, get like one of those urns. Urn versus IO is one of the best because, of course, you build into the Spirit Vessel, but you prevent him from using the healing because of the damage ticks. And Liquid all getting some pretty big items.
And Vlad's on Beastmaster, that's going to enable the Sven even more in the fight, having that sustain. I mean, you can see it already. If Miracle finds himself in the right position with the Blink Dagger, he's punching into them with the God Strength, with that lifesteal, with GH tethering him up. It seems like there's very little ways for LGD to kill the Sven at this state of the game. They have that Orchid, but Somnus, he's not going to be wanting to use that on the Sven. Ideally, he wants to try and get onto GH and stop these heroes that are looking to save the cause of Liquid each and every fight.
Yeah, get onto GH or get onto Matumba Man, more importantly with that Orchid, definitely. Shadow Blade was picked up by Ame, so they are looking to try to gain something out of it here. But Liquid all positioned in the north. Miracle ready to go for a kill here. He's got the blink, as you mentioned. LGD all kind of stacking up here.
They've got to be careful how they stack up here. There's the jump. Miracle just the sun onto one. There'll be a Dragon Tailor response holding back Miracle for now. Somnus tries to jump onto GH, but the telekinesis and Roar from Mind Control's there to hold the Quap down. LGD lose 2, and the rest of them just looking to back out of there. Army with the Shadow Blade will be able to escape as they don't have detection prepared for him. Matumba Man is also on the side, forcing Chalice back. There's 2 quick kills for Liquid, maybe even more. Miracle jumps in on the mid lane, gets the stun off onto X-Nova, cuts the Witch Doctor down. You've really got to ask yourself at this 18-minute mark, 8K lead for Liquid. Does LGD's lineup just have the possibility of turning this one round, as it seems that Liquid have just come out on top? You saw what LGD wanted to try and make happen with the draft that they brought to this game, but it just hasn't. 18 minutes in, their lineup, it feels like it just does nothing at all now.
I don't feel like they have the damage to deal with Liquid by any means. It's already, yeah, like you said, 11K gold lead. They have to expend so many different ultimates to try to kill anybody, But the one time we did see that happen, GH was there to counter it all. Liquid claiming heavy control of the map. LGD needs to get some big smoke rotations in, get a really big team fight, because it's looking like they're almost out of this one, which is really unfortunate for them.
Yeah, they need something phenomenal. They need sort of the 5-mana splitter Sonic Wave combo to have a chance of taking these fights to the point as well where they need to be trying for the risky plays, like for stealing the Roshans, snatching the Aegis. But I don't think they're going to get the chance to do so with the speed that Liquid can take this down with the Medallion of Mind Control, helping them beat down upon Roche. LGD are smoked up, but they're nowhere near the pit.
Yeah, they didn't have to use God Strength either, so they're ready to fight after this on the side of Liquid. LGD, it is daytime.
And it really feels, if Liquid want to, we could see them go for a very quick victory, a little akin to that of we saw of LGD in Game 2, as Liquid just finding cores across the map, Arme out and on his own, up top. Miracle's back in the mid lane, he's fighting up against Chalice. There will be an Echo Stomp from FY to hold back Miracle for the time being, but he's going to have the blink back up in 5 seconds. He's ready to try and chase. He's looking towards X-Nova, a couple of hits with the God Strength, and that's the Witch Doctor down. LGD, I think at this stage of the game, are probably just seriously thinking about what their plan is going to be going into Game 4, as this one looks to be nearly as over as it is for them as Game 2 was over for Liquid.
Absolutely. They've got no map control, is really what it comes down to. All the deep aggressive wards from Liquid, getting all these very early towers as well. It's really a big problem.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
What can they do? Somnus trying to push out that bottom lane. Miracle and GH are there, ready to shove it back out. $14K gold lead, 20 minutes in. Very much, as we say, Liquid just getting revenge for that last game.
They are stalking Miracle here, but he's got an Aegis. All of Liquid perched around as well.
I mean, there's no way these two heroes can kill him even once at this stage. They are going to jump in. This is a kill that they can take. They look towards the IO, throw out the Sonic Wave. They burn down GH. Liquid are going to want to look for revenge. They're trying to find a lock onto someone. Chalice able to juke them down to the south. He'll get himself out of there. Miracle jumps in, though. He's managed to get the stun on Somnus, but a good blink out. Somnus keeps himself alive. Her splitter onto Mind Control. This could be the fight that LGD need to turn it around. The cast bounces between Miracle and Mind Control. The Mind Control ball holding the bounce in place with him. He has a Glimmer Cave, but he's been dusted up, taken down. Miracle will find the revenge, cutting down the Witch Doctor, but LGD, against all odds, perfectly orchestrating this fight. They found 3. They'll wait out the BKB of Miracle, jump forward from Somnus. They'll take him down once. Can they get him again? That's the question. Matuma Man will be able to TP away, but LGD, no, they can't quite cancel the blink. Miracle's able to jump out. But a little glimmer of hope there from LGD.
That was an excellent movement down there for them. Trying to gank where the IO and Sven are rather than ganking anywhere else on the side of the map. Getting themselves some very big kills, catching themselves slightly back into this one, but not getting the big hero like the Sven, which they really would ideally want there.
Definitely trying to show us that they still have some fire in them, LGD. But they are going to need a fair bit more of that spark to reignite the chance of swinging this game around. As Arme walks into the hands of Liquid, Sentry is down. Can they get Arme out of there? No chance. The life train from Matuma finishing off the Dragon Knight. As despite that bleak moment of sunshine for LGD, the storm will continue against them.
Yeah, they had to expend a lot of resources to get those kills. All their ultimates were used. So now Liquid, having much lower cooldowns and just that big gold advantage, they're ready to go. They're ready to reach that high ground here.
I mean, you can see Miracle. He will jump in on the high ground if he sees a chance to do so. They have the Hawk granting the vision. LGD had to be very careful who they send forward, as Miracle will more than happily jump in and commit for the kill. 10 seconds, no Dragon Knight. They have the creep wave moving in on the mid lane. Still with some time left on the invis. There are sentries down for LGD. No observers around this area, though. But now Miracle will just simply reveal himself. Comes in under the cover of the tier 3. Fortification is forced out. Liquid looking to respect LGD here. They know that LGD's got the full lineup back up. The side lanes are being pushed in by the creeps against Liquid. So they'll play it safe, back up, keep control of the farm lead that they have.
They force them back to base. That's the most important thing. Force them back to base, push out the side lanes, then they're going to be ready to take fights again. LGD, they pretty much have to play around all their big ultis. That's the way for them to get back in this game.
Their bottom
Another tower will fall of Liquid. GG's creeps doing the job for them on that bottom lane. BKB nearly there for Arme.
BKBs will help a bit versus the majority of Liquid. The majority of the other 3 heroes besides that Sven Beastmaster. They'll at least be able to pierce the lines and get on top of that IO. But Miracle's still a big problem. Trying to find a way. They're trying to find ways to address this Sven, but their lineup isn't really that great versus Sven. That's why that last pick was so devastating for them.
And the line getting drawn here by Mind Control. Liquid smoked up. Seeing if they can catch any of that of LGD heading out on the map. At the moment, only Arme down on the bottom lane, starting to reveal himself and show as he pushes out that way. And immediately, as soon as he shows, you have the relocate coming through. They've got the dust. Miracle jumps in. Dragon Tail will come out from Arme to hold back Miracle for a couple of seconds. But with a boost in move speed, Miracle easily closes the gap. Kuro's there with the kill secure with the stolen Breathe Fire to really rub salt into the ruins. And look, off the back of the relocate back, Miracle comes back into the hands of them. They do manage to burst down the IO with the Sonic Wave, and Somnus, he's kiting Miracle up, blinks away. Mind Control has the roar down, the cask is out. Miracle doesn't mind, he takes down one. Big death ward, but not quite big enough. X-Nova's already dead. He can't get the time to pummel into Miracle as long as he wanted to. As Liquid still continuing to come out on top of each and every one of these trades. Matu's there to heal Miracle back up with the life drain, and down mid they go. And this time with 3 heroes off the map, Liquid will feel confident on standing the high ground, cutting down this tier 3 tower.
Should be a Rax, and they don't have the Queen of Hate ulted. It was just expended. Elder Titan's still dead. Uh-oh.
Very quick and easy Rax there for Liquid. 15k gold lead as it sits now. 25 minutes into the game. Sog Karas very close, and the smoke back.
Oh, the fake back.
Ready to go back in 3 seconds. God Strength's there. They want to go in, they want to shut this game down, Liquid. They're jumping forward, they've found the stun onto maybe, coming in immediately with 2-3 slices of the sword. Miracle chops down the Queen of Pain.
They can just run their way top once that mid wave pushes in, and that's going to be the plan. They've got Roar at the ready too.
There is a buyback available for maybe if he wants to try and hold the second set of racks, but Miracle, he's in straight away with the BKB, looks towards FY, chops down the Elder Titan, the telekinesis is there, out onto the DK, they have the Decrepify life train, bringing Arme down low. Somnus has brought back, he's looking to try and find GH, but the Primal Roar is being held onto by Mind Control, finally unleashes it onto the Queen of Pain. It's a dieback from him. X-Nova throws out the cast, tries to go for it here with a final hurrah with the Death Wall, but it's just not enough. Triple kill for Miracle, GG is called. LGD getting a taste of their own medicine in terms of the speed that they were beaten down. In a very different style though, with the lineup that Liquid had, whereas it was their turn, Liquid, to punish this draft of LGD that really was relying on them getting the ball rolling early.
Yeah. The big thing for me was definitely that Beastmaster IO lane. They completely shut down that Dragon Knight to where he couldn't really have much of an impact on the game at all. And while they're doing that, they're forcing so many reactions. They're causing so much pressure that Miracle's completely left alone and forgotten about what he just farms the jungle up, gets very high level because he's left alone in the lane too, farms up some ancients, farms up some stacks, becomes that absolute monster, going beyond godlike in this game, just really outpacing LGD's lineup and not letting them do what they wanted to do, which was get kills all over the map. This is why we see GH's IO taken out so many times and why teams have feared it so much, is the pressure that he puts on those laning phase. The pressure that he puts in the team fights too, where he can just heal people up when it looks like they're going to be blown up and killed.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt that the draft just didn't work there.